Hey, guess what time it is? I have no internet o'clock, which means, ding ding ding, it's time for a random tour of a random world that I just happen to have lying on my hard drive at the time. On today's menu we have my Agrarian Skies map, and what you're seeing right now, this is actually the house you start in, only if you remove like all the shit around here, apart from this one strongbox, you know, they remove all these furnaces, this lovely fish tank, all these chests that just sort of scatter around fucking random. Basically, if you remove all the shit in here and leave the pretty stuff, then that's the basic house you start at. Why is there missing something here? This shit. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I know now. Scratch that. I know where the thing is. It's over there somewhere. Over there. But yeah. So once again, the internet's down. So it's time to do this. Actually, I did have another thing on the list. I'm flinging my hands around. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's kind of pointless. But anyway, I did have another thing that I wanted to record, but I don't have the time for it right now. I only have like 1 hour to spare at this point in time. So I will, if at all possible, I will get to that tomorrow. That won't really matter to you though, since it will make a difference. But yeah. So let's get started. This is the starting house. This isn't sort of the main attraction. Actually, no. Yeah, no, I can't do it. Actually, I don't know. You see, this is kind of like this kind of no internet thing. It's kind of like it's a tour of a world. It's like instead of going on a trip to I don't know Spain or whatever to go sightseeing, it's like instead you can just come and watch me walk around my world. Yay! It's like tourism, only it's cheap and really shitty. And you don't really get anything out of it. You don't really get a souvenir. I mean, there's no souvenirs. I guess I could give you some flint. I have tons of flint. Here you go. Souvenir. I don't know. Where are you? How do I give you a souvenir? There. You can have that. There you go. That's your souvenir. Just for you. For you and for you alone. Anyone else? No. Fuck you. That's for you. I mean you. Anyone else? Just go fuck themselves. That's for you. You specifically. Alright. So anyway, moving on. So this is the main house. I haven't really done much. This is just basically a storage place. I don't really use this place much. This is just where I keep all my crap that I don't need. Out here we have all of this green stuff here is the starting island. I haven't really changed much of this the starting island. I have made a little pathway up here to a little pond that I expand. This originally was only like I think it was like 4x4. This red 4x here. Maybe a little more. I haven't really done much here. I have a grass, like right here, that wasn't here normally, so that I can grow these reeds. And I have also, I actually have a cobblestone generator, like right here, a very primitive one. I don't use this anymore since it's been replaced, but I used to use it with a bunch of stuff, that's why there's a lever right here. I used to as an autonomous activator, like right down here, breaking the blocks. With a hammer. I don't have it on me right now, but basically that's the way you get gravel in this. You break these guys with a hammer and you get gravel. And I had a machine doing that for me, and this lever was to pull items out of a hopper that I had right here. But that's all been replaced, so this is no longer. This is just like this is like archaeology right here, just remnants of an ancient civilization. You just walk me like, oh, who lived here? What is up with this weird place? Yeah, there's nothing here right now. It's just rubbish, basically. And down here, this is the first platform that I did. I had plans originally to like make farms here because I figured, oh, water right there, I'll make a super amazing farm, like right here with the water going down. Like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And I didn't do it. I just sort of built this and then just left it here to rot. What I did instead, though, was make a chicken farm down here with a nice little barrel to keep all the eggs in. Look at this. Look at these sanitary conditions of these chickens. This is totally... yep, free roaming chickens. Yep, totally. There's room for like at least 4 more in there, if not more. Actually, there's like 10 more in there if you really squeeze them in. But yeah, so just a few chickens. There's not really anything else down here. Just a little chicken thing for the heck of it. We actually got a nice view here of death, basically, and then all these platforms. This is actually a system that I've done on this map where... I have the main attraction, or the stuff you interact with, like machines. I have all of that on the top shelf, right there, top platform. And then the bottom platform, that's all the behind the scenes kind of stuff, you know, all the stuff that you don't need to see, like power generation, sorting systems, you know, that kind of stuff. That's all downstairs, so you don't have to, you know, walk around and sort of get lost and you're like, oh my god, I'm tangled in cables, like, ah, I'm drowning. That kind of stuff, that's sort of, you tucked away, like, yeah, that's just hiding down here in the corner, no one can see it, like, shh, it's okay, no one can see it. It didn't happen. That kind of stuff. This right here, this is actually the platform for my very first tree farm. Just a very primitive one because I just needed to get some. I just needed to get some wood early on. These barrels are actually what I used to make dirt in. There's still some watermelon that I think. I thought someone had the period right here, just sort of spilled in the barrel. That's kind of gross. But yeah, this is the first tree farm I had. There's nothing really special here. It's just 4 trees, and then it expands to over here where I made a little grass patch, where I actually have a horse. And this guy right here, he's actually tamed. I can go up and like, yoo! The reason I tamed him is because, well, fuck you too. The reason I tamed him is because he's he as you can see, he has a fair amount of hearts, and he's actually fairly quick. Problem is, I don't have a saddle. I don't know how to get a saddle in this map, and as far as I know, there isn't a way to craft a saddle in this map. There might be. I don't remember if I think I checked already, but I couldn't find it. So, just in case there is one, he's just sitting here chill. You can get a saddle if you. I think it's if you do something with horse armor. I think you get a saddle that way. But I don't have any horse armor, so he's just gonna sit here being all super cool. But he's black. Look at him. He's fucking awesome. Look at it. Yeah. Look at thee. Yeah. I'm sorry. Are you female? I'm sorry. Look at her. Yeah. Look at her. Woo! Don't show me your ass. And then just a few random animals because, you know, grass. Nothing special, just a little place for them to grow. Yeah, just a little place for the animal to grow. Yeah, look at the cow plant. It's growing over there. Look at that seed. Oh yeah. There's just a platform here. We're not gonna go. We're not gonna go to that just yet. Instead, we're gonna go to the other mob area, which is that you can actually see. You can actually see it on the map right now. There's a bunch of mobs over there just chilling. Well, actually, they're dying more specifically. Right over here. This over here is my very, very, very primitive mob grinder, and I really mean very primitive because if you walk in here, just and that's perfectly safe to do. There's like nothing in here. It's just experience. It's just conveyor belts and a dark room and 2 grinders. That's all it is. There's like nothing fancy in here, no auto spawners, no anything. And in any regular map, this wouldn't do anything for you. But because this is a skyblock, these 2 patches, like this one right here and these 2 rooms, are the only dark spot in the entire map where monsters can spawn. Literally. So, naturally, everything ever spawns in here and it gets killed, which is why this is actually so efficient. It's just 4 grinders and 2 dark rooms. That's all it is. There's nothing else in there. And then down here, as you can see, it's really efficient. This is all the loot I've just got in raisin barrels. Look at this. All the armor ring, that's all from those. And there's even more crap in here. Look at this shit. Ooh, there's even iron in here. I'll take that. Just look at all this crap I'm getting from this one, this 2, I guess. These 2 grinder rooms. Look at all this shit. This is stupid. But yeah, it's efficient. And I have a bajillion mob essence that, as far as I know, you can use to, with an mob spawn, I think it's called. Actually, I just said what it was called like a few minutes ago. I just forgot it already. But yeah, you can use this mob essence to spawn copies of mobs, basically. Which you can then kill and get, I don't know, blazes. You can get blaze rods if you just copy a blaze and just kill it over and over and over. That kind of stuff. For the longest time, the torch was actually just 1 block to the right here, so it wasn't perfectly in the middle. And every time I walked back this way, it bothered the shit out of me. But I didn't do anything about it, because I'm stupid. And here, this used to be my smeltery platform. I've since moved my smeltery over there, as you can see, but it used to be like right here in this corner. But then I decided that I would rather put it over here alongside that, which we'll get to in a minute. This over here, this is my ingot. Basically, it's just my I guess my metals and alloys storage wall alongside redstone, because why not? And basically all of these and the smelter over there is all connected on the ground or behind the scenes. As I mentioned earlier, you can't see it from here because, you know, it's fucking hideous. Just look at that mess down there. Yeah, we'll go down the layer. You can see what I'm talking about. That place down there is just a fucking mess of wiring. You can even see it from right here. Look at this. It's a fucking mess down there. Yeah, but over here, this is just a wall, and then we have all the machines here, and then anything that isn't, you know, sorted in these barrels go in here, which is where I then sort out later, basically. Over here we have a chest with oh, well, that's cute. Yeah, never mind. Right, so over here we have my smeltery and my high oven, and this thing, I'll admit, I have no fucking clue how it works. You know, either I am extremely stupid and really bad at following instructions, or the book explaining how it works is really bad at explaining it, because I tried to make steel in this, and I couldn't get it to work for the life of me. It said to use iron. I put 4 iron in here, it smelted, it had 4 iron in it. Yeah, cool. Then it's set to oxidize it with, I think it was gunpowder, and reduce it with redstone, and then purify it with sand. I put a stack of each in here, in each spot. I moved them around, trying to see how that would work. Nothing happened. I have no fucking clue how this thing works. Like, at all. I really need to look that up next time I get the chance, because this is just... As far as I know, this is the only way you could steal in this map. So not being able to get it, that kind of sucks. But yeah, so this is my smeltery. And down here, this giant construction right here is actually called a deep tank. And basically what it can do, it can hold any molten liquid, like iron, gold, copper, tin, and they will not mix with one another if they're in there. If you've played with Tinker's Constructor before, you'll know that if it's in a like this in a smeltery, it will all combine and be a fucking mess. Down there, it won't combine, which is amazing. You can probably see what I've done with that. You can see if you look around, there's a bunch of outlets. Yeah, I've made use of that quite well. Well, at least I think so, anyway. And then over here, this is my this is basically my farm platform. As you can see, I have these small platforms. I try to make it so that anything made of wood, that's sort of organic stuff. You know, like farms, brewing, that's totally organic. And then over here, this is all the industrial stuff, you know, like machines, smelteries, that kind of stuff. And then the mob farm, that's just made like that because I didn't have anything else at the time. Yeah, I guess it's sort of organic. Although it's also industrial, I don't know. It's both, that's why there's cobblestone. It's like, I don't know what I am. I'm gender confused. Yeah, this right here is a auto brewer that I am still working on. I actually stopped working on this because I was kind of confused at how it worked. I'll get back to this later. It doesn't work yet. You can see there's nothing in here. I've given it power, and that's about it. I need to figure out how to use this. I'll do that later. But for now, it's just gonna sit here with a torch and looking fancy. This is my tree farm. It just cuts down trees. That's all it does. And this is my regular farm. It contains lettuce, sweet potatoes, bell pepper, which I probably should remove because I don't use them for anything, wheat, tomatoes, regular potatoes, and then soybeans, which I convert into soy milk, tofu, and firm tofu. And firm tofu is basically like meat. You can use it to replace any meat in any recipe. So fuck using cows or anything. Just use tofu. And silicon tofu, that can be used instead of, I think it's instead of cream and kind of stuff like that, and soy milk, that's instead of milk. That makes sense. And then just water. And then we have a maintenance shaft down here to go downstairs. Because instead else you have to go all the way over there to get down. I have a few of these placed around so it's easy to get downstairs. And then this over here is my newest addition. As you can see, it's not done in the slightest. This is actually what I was working on just a few seconds ago. This is a slaughterhouse platform It sounds lovely cheerful, doesn't it? But yeah, basically what this is this, that, and that are gonna be cow pens. Where I'm just gonna have cows, and then I'm gonna have a breeder and a slaughterhouse. Which by view right here, I think it's yeah, this guy, a slaughterhouse, and then I'm gonna transfer all the meat and stuff downstairs to a meat packer. I think it's called, yeah, meat packer, and then I'm gonna make food out of that basically. But yeah, I'm still working on this, and I haven't even made a platform. I still need to make a platform underneath it because this is like really dangerous. But basically, what I plan to do with this is these are drawbridges right here, and you can do like this, and then it'll make a sort of a door. And this is how I plan to open and close these. So because I think this looks kind of cool. So basically, these guys are just going to be doorways, and that's going to be the only entrance. All 4 of these guys are going to have these sort of drawbridge entrances. I just need to figure out a way to hook it up properly, so that I don't have to. Because it's like really inconvenient having to go in here to open it or close it, but because it's up. Besides, anyway, then the cows just fall down. That's kind of useless. But yeah, that's pretty much what this is. This is still a work in progress. It's also massive for some reason. And it doesn't have the safety platform underneath it, which is what I'm going to work on. That's probably my next priority, is getting that little safety platform underneath it, so that in case I fall off, I can work, I don't die horribly. And it also makes it easier to make all the wiring and stuff, because else you have to sort of do it while, floating over the void, which is not ideal, I might add. I mean, I do have some potions of flight, but I don't have that many of them, and then if I needed to go down there and change something later, I would be kind of boned. Oh, now it's raining. And also, a thing that I found kind of humorous is if you go in here, and you go all the way to this corner, it's a magical forest! Yay! The slaughter is a magical forest! Woohoo! Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of... I just find it kind of amusing that the slaughterhouse area is in a magical forest biome. It's like, yay! Slaughter is magic, I guess. Right, so that's all the stuff above ground. As you can see, I don't really have that much up here. I'm still getting started on the map. Well, I'll get started. I've gotten a bit into the map, but I still have a ton to do. But basically, that's all the stuff I have upstairs. And then we move downstairs to all the mess. Yeah, I told you this place was a fucking mess down here. Right, so what we have here, this guy is just making fresh water that goes upstairs, basically. That's nothing special. This is my soybean production thingy. This right here, this is the farm, the planter right here, the farm thing. It also makes another wood, by the way. I keep that down here. And the harvester is over here, and then pretty much all the stuff it harvests goes down here, and then all the soybeans go in here. This one is specifically set up to only accept soybeans. And then it'll go in here and be confirmed into... oh, there's one right there. That'll get changed into soy milk and soft tofu. Just give it a second. There, like that. And then this silk tofu is going to go in here. And then the idea is that it's going to be a round robin here. So half of it goes into this guy here, to firm tofu, and the other half goes up here and goes into the chest, or the barrel. However, it seems to be more like a 66 to 33%. It doesn't actually do it 50-50. It's kind of weird that way, but this is the best I've been able to set it up. So it's sort of 50-50. Yes, it's all this is fairly close, but it's not perfect by any means of the imagination. But basically, half the silk tofu ideally goes in here and gets him confirmed, which then goes back into the system and up there to the barrel. And all the milk just goes straight into the barrel. And this over here is my sludge boiler. This sludge is coming from both the planter down, the harvester, the farm, and the tree farm, and it goes into this giant sludge tank. I actually didn't know that. I actually didn't think that one sludge boiler would be enough to power 2 farms, but apparently it is, since I've had this sludge tank here be completely empty at one point. But basically, what this sludge boiler does. And this is the reason why I would recommend getting one of these and a tree farm as like the top priority if you ever play this map. I'd say that getting one of these guys going with a farm, that should be a top priority, because one of these guys will make all of this. Importantly, it'll make dirt for you. And also make clay and gravel and sand. It'll make a ton of useless stuff. Useless? No, useful stuff. So basically, if you ever play the map, I recommend getting a sludge boiler as your highest priority, because it will come in handy when you need to make farms and all that kind of stuff. However, as you've noticed, there's a little bit of a border around it. That's because this thing, while it's running, if you get within 3 meters of it, you will get poison and hunger debuffs on you. So this right here, this is just a sort of a visual warning for me to don't cross this line. You can actually also walk over this by accident. You have to specifically jump over to get in there. So like, whee! So yeah, that's kind of what that's all about. It's just a sort of a safety net, so I can be like, oh, I should probably not go in there. This right here, this is actually my power setup right here. It's all going out from this one hardened energy cell right here, which is somehow keeping up. I don't know how it's doing it. It just is. I have 5 magnetic dynamos. This is all my power right here. Just these 5. This is powering everything I have. And I'm still amazed that it's working just fine. And I have this giant tank for lava, and then these guys right here. These crucibles, that's how I make my lava. I just have a bunch of crucibles and have 2 igneous extruders right here producing cobblestone. It's going into hoppers and then into the crucibles, and then they're just turning into lava. So it's kind of like, it's infinite lava basically, for free. And they're also producing more lava, somehow I think, than these guys are actually even capable of consuming, so I could probably just slap a few more of these on here, but considering that the power supply is stable, I don't need to, so I'm just going to leave it as this. Over here I have a little, I just have a little ice generator here. I don't know why I have that, I just have it for some reason. Just the heck of it, I guess. Because actually, the reason I raid this was because I needed snowballs so I can make smoothies. Yeah, I know it's kind of pathetic, but that's the only reason I made this. Just so I can get the snowballs to make smoothies. Oh, now I have these guys instead of foot-long sandwiches, so smoothies, well, I don't really need them anymore. I have all the food in the world thanks to my farm, so this is just sort of here, I guess, for whatever reason. And then over here I have a bunch of spare room for what, see, this is still a bit of a mess here. But basically I'm going to have a bunch of barrels and stuff down here. Maybe, I still need to figure out how this thing works. But yeah, basically this area right here is sort of reserved for my auto brewer, and that over there is just empty. This over here is more of a mess. So let's start over here by the entrance. So here again we have more crucibles producing lava. This goes into the igneous extruder in my base. Actually, you probably saw it, it's right next to the door. I have it set to making stone and cobblestone, which is how I got all these bricks. That produces all my stone. The barrel that contains stone has an upgrade to keep it double, so it can take like, I think it can keep 128 stacks of stone, which is pretty good. And then once in a while I tell it to make obsidian, and then it just sort of drains this tank right here. And if you look at the minimap, you can see mobs spawning, and then you can see them dying horribly because they're getting grinded up for free. It's amazing. I just have to walk away and it just sort of keep spamming. I mean, people are like, you should use auto spawners to make your mob farm. No, just make 2 dark rooms and walk away. Bam, victory. All the mob essence you could ever want, and then some. Probably a little lazy. And then this right here is actually a remnant of where my old smeltery was. And I used to have my old smeltery right here. And this is actually the tank that used to give it lava alongside this one crucible, but I just moved it, so I just have this sort of sitting here for whatever reason. In case I want to use it later, I guess, just to have a little lava on my hand. I really don't know why I still have this just sitting here, I just do, for the heck of it. And over here again, ooh, it's backed up. We have another igneous extruder and a chest full of cobblestone, and then here we have 2 autonomous activators. This one is set to place cobblestone, and this one, if it has some, whoops. This would be set to have hammers, and then it will break the cobblestone, like are placed by this guy, and then that'll turn it into gravel. The gravel would then be sucked into the vacuum hopper, which would then transport it over here into this guy, which would then place the gravel down in front of it, right here, which is what we have, and then this guy would break it with the hammer again, which would then get sucked into here, and then, depending on how I set it up, either the gravel would go back in here again, and then get placed once more, once you break the gravel with the hammer, it will turn into sand, and then either the sand will go back in here, which is there's 3 sand, and then get placed here again, and then be smashed by another hammer, and turn into sand, and then go here, or I just go directly into here, and then it'll go all the way over here depending on sand or gravel, and then over here it'll get auto sifted by these guys, which is how you get all your ores in this mod pack. You have to sift like this. Place a block and just go low. So you also need these guys early on. The problem is these guys cost emeralds and diamonds to make, and altogether you need to sift gravel, which is boring as shit. But yeah. And then all the ores that I get from this, all the dust, you get like these small dust, like you get these small pulverized dusts. You need 4 of these to make a single ore block. So 2 of these is worth 1 ingot basically. So it's slow, but it's free, I guess, because cobblestone is free. Yeah, so all the ores go that way, and in here there's just all the excess stuff. You can see there's coal, glowstone, this is all from sifting stuff, by the way, all of this. This is from dirt, this is from gravel, that's limestone, I believe, that's gravel, that's soul sand, that's gravel, this is dust. I think that's dust, and that's dust. Yeah, it's a bunch of random stuff. But basically, that's how you get a bunch of materials in this. You just sort of sift through shit. And then all the ores will then get transported over here, which will then get up into my smeltery, and they'll auto smelt. And then all this stuff will just get auto dumped into my deep tank here, where I then have all of these sort of ingot casts right here set up, like manganese, alamite, and it'll just automatically pour it out into ingot and put it into my system, where it'll then all go all the way back over here to my little storage system right here. So basically, while I'm just walking around here building stuff, if I have these guys set up with hammers, these guys will smash it, turn it into gravel, and then these guys will either smash it into sand or dust, and then it'll keep going over here. And then these guys will sift through it, and then it'll go, all the ores will go all the way down here into here, and then it'll get put into my deep tank, and then it'll just get poured out into ingots, and it'll just go into my system. So basically, this is just a way to get passive ingot income, I guess. And this is all the lava that powers it. I have 6 crucibles, which is probably a bit overkill, but I kind of like the way this looks. It looks kind of awesome. But yeah. That's pretty much this world for you. It's a bit of a mess, as I said. This place down here is so fucking messy that I kind of wanna step my ass out every time I go down here. Although I don't know, it's kind of grown on to me. This area right here, it has a kind of a charm to me for some reason. I don't know why. I kind of like the way this looks. I mean, just look at it. It looks messy, yes, sure, but I don't know. It's just something about it. It just kind of looks cool in a way. It's like, oh my god, look at all this shit. And it's like, yeah, but I know everything that goes on here. Or at least I like to pretend I do. I have no fucking clue where half of this goes. But yeah, although I still really like this deep tank right here. It took a little while to get used to how it worked, but once I did rather, it's actually really fucking cool. I really like the concept of this thing. It's awesome. But yeah, so all of the ores, as you can see, tin and copper, have their own outlet. So it's just, and then if I for some reason want to make a tool out of it instead, you know, if say I wanted to make a where's my alamite? If I wanted to make another alamite pickaxe head or something, I just turn this guy off, and then I just replace this ingot cast with a pickaxe cast, and then I just turn it back on. Of course, then I'll get like a million of them, so I need to be quick to remove the cast again once it's done. So maybe it's not the most efficient system in the world, but it'll work. It does what I want it to. Although I could also just turn this guy off down here. This guy right here. So like I turn this guy off, and then I turn this guy off. Then I put an ingot cast in, pickaxe head cast in, and turn this guy on. And then I'll get poured in there, then I remove both ingot cast, both cast and pickaxe head, and then I put the ingot cast back in. I just keep saying ingot cast. And then I can put this guy back on here, and again, just let the system do its thing again. So, but yeah. It may be a little clumsy when doing that, but for just general ore production, or processing, this is really nice. Because it looks kind of awesome. I don't know, I kind of like the way this looks. I still need to figure out how the fuck to thing there works. That's two things I need to figure out. I need to figure out how the high oven works. I need to figure out how the fuck the auto brewing works. Although the high oven is the biggest thing. Although there's also at first I thought that you needed the Visionaria station for the breeding. But no, you have a... Oh, wait, no, never mind, I know what that does now. Yeah, this is for growing animals quicker into adults. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, oh, never mind, I'm dumb. I thought that this guy did what the breeder did. I don't know why the fuck I thought that. I'm kind of stupid. But yeah, so this is for turning babies into adults. This is for breeding them. This is for shearing, and I think milking them too. And then, I don't know what the fuck that is. And then you use, where is it? You use slaughterhouse to kill them all, and you use the meat packer to turn the meat that gets from the slaughterhouse into raw meat nuggets or ingots, I think it's called. And then you can cook that, and you can get some food out of that. But yeah, so nice. This is quiet. That's my little world, and I'm oh, for fuck's sake, the system is clocked again. Look at this bullshit. This is the biggest problem over here. I get so much crap that the system gets clocked all the time because of this chest right here. It gets look at this. There's so much shit in here. Ooh, potatoes. Right. And I'm full up on mob essence, so that's probably also gonna clog the system here in a few seconds. I don't know if these guys will still produce if they get full up on mob essence. I assume that they'll stop working. But I don't know. I really don't know though if they will or not. I just assume they will. But yeah, so I guess that's it for this video. This tour of this world. Will there be another tour? Maybe later if I have another period of no fucking internet going on. And if I'm playing on another world that I feel is worth showing off, demonstrating, I guess. Although this world is still a fairly big work in progress. Like, I still have a ton of stuff to do here. So I may or may not do an updated video on this world later on. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it at this, because I still feel that this is still quite nice, because I have all the basics done, basically. So anything I'm going to do from now on is just going to be me being, I don't know, super fancy or something. But yeah, so if you play this map, my advice is get that fucking sludge boiler going up as quick as possible. You will need it to get dirt. Because else the way you get dirt is you sit and you place leaves or rotten flesh or anything like that into a barrel, and it's so boring. And it takes forever. Get a sludge boiler, it'll make dirt like 10 times faster. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe you did. Maybe you're like, oh, I like seeing this guy's world. They make me feel like I'm a superior architect, but this guy can't design stuff for shit's worth. Because I know some of this isn't really the best looking stuff in the world, although I quite like it. Even though it's very bare basic, but yeah. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next episode of No Internet O'Clock. So, until then, bye!